Welcome to Spiritual Awakening family. Welcome to you. I come to you as Jesus Sananda. I am Jesus. I am Jesus Christ. I'm Yeshua. I'm Yeshi. I am. And so are you. I welcome you to this day, this time, this season, this year and this planet of love. Yes, often we speak of love, we teach love, we infuse love, we instill love, we discuss love, but let us, this day, together as sisters and brothers and friends and allies, let us celebrate love, this amorphous quality, because what is love? I do not come to you as eternal quantum love physicist. I come to you as brother, as friend, as one who knows, remembers, understands and comprehends what it is to be human, yes, with the trials and tribulations, but also with the exquisite joy, that radiant sunshine joy, the gentle happiness, the sweet kindness. But what is love? For it is everything and it is nothing. It is the divine essence, the essence of one and the essence of all. Our drive and your drive, seen and unseen, is to simply be the love. How you do this, and how we do this, is not just in what you think of as service, because does that not sometimes or at times have a feeling, yes, of course, of responsibility? But what I am inferring is a little bit of drudgery, of obligation. And that is not what service is about at all. But how we experience love is truly in the joining, in the embracing of yourself, of everything, of all, of each other. Love is hard to pin down, isn't it? And yet, when you feel love, when you experience love, when you know love, there is nothing mysterious about it. And it is not just a momentary feeling of zing, of upliftment, of bliss. It is the substance of. When we say that it is the essence of the divine, that it is sublime, there are moments when it is difficult as human beings to get your arms around that, to get your fingers into that, to be able to taste it and smell it. And really, that is why you have been given all your senses, so that you can experience love, that you can truly know it. Often you look as human beings for the intangible, and yet it is known very clearly in the tangible, in the scent of a flower or the spring, the scent of a baby's skin, the scent of your beloved, the taste of honey or spice, the taste of fresh water, the sound of your favorite music, whether it is a sonata or rap, it is our love. Yes, there are pieces of angry music, and sometimes we have certainly channeled music to be able to trigger anger out of you. But that is not what I am speaking of this day. I am talking about that song or melody that makes your heart sing, that makes you smile and want to sing along, or sit completely entranced in the beauty of the man or woman who has created it. And in that, there is a form of sacred union. Yes, often I have spoken to you, and, of course, I never tire of it, and I hope neither do you. Chuckles, but I have spoken to you about my sacred union, my sacred partnership with my beloved Magdalena, and this is often the most obvious and apparent example of love, is how you feel in sacred partnership. But what I also want to remind you of on this day of celebration of the essence of all is in how many fashions, manners and ways you experience and can experience love. In the eyes of an infant, in the eyes of someone approaching 100, in their eyes is not only the wisdom of what they have learned, but the compassion and support of what you still have to experience. We would think that this would be a gift, and yet, so often, eyes are averted from the very old. When you have the opportunity, truly engage with those that have spent a lifetime learning love. Learn from them, from their experiences and from what they feel they have failed in, which, as you know, is a misnomer at best. Feel the love, and feel the love in the music and the bird song, whether it is a crow or a beautiful songbird. They each have messages of love that they are sharing. Let it not just talk to your ears but to your heart. Yes, we have been talking about this theme of heart listening and heart speaking, but when we do, we want you to hear it. We invite you to hear it and experience it in all kinds of ways. Listen to the grass grow. Listen to the snow fall. Listen to the ice freeze. Listen to the breeze. Because all of these are containing messages of love, not only from the elements and from Gaia herself, but from all of us. So often you are so busy that you don't have time or the inclination to hear us when we are calling out to you, "We love you, we love you, we love you." So we use the wind and the birds and the water to speak to you. But what I really wish to talk to you about this day is loving yourself, cherishing, honoring your beloved self, and not merely the brilliant angel, all the aspects and elements, all the lifetimes that you have come forth in, but your human divine expression that you are, in tangible form, in this beautiful body right now. You are magnificent. The gift of loving yourself is the essence of the mother, but the mother doesn't say to you, and I most certainly am not saying to you this day, that you love yourself as you love the mother and so you love the mother. All that is true. But so often in that process of divine upliftment, of connection, what often happens is you get lost in the shuffle, my friend, or tendency because of your humility, because of your piety, because you are sacred, you overlook yourself in that mix. I know you. I have known you forever. But I also know you as friend, as brother, as ally right here and right now, and I want us to take this time together, right now, not only for you to celebrate you but to really, fundamentally, deeply, profoundly, essentially love yourself, not just what you think of as the being who has practiced love, incorporated love, done service, but you with 10 fingers and 10 toes or no toes, with arthritic joints or limber joints, with short hair or long hair, with thinness or obesity. I want you to love you. So I am not just declaring my love and our love for you. And yes, I am certainly activating the love of self in you as we are speaking. But over and above that, can we and you take this in that moment, not just to accept but in that bliss of all that is, to love yourself, all the mistakes as you may judge them, all the missteps, all the trials and tribulations, all the victories and upliftments. The fact that you are still on Gaia, in form, in your ascended self, creating Nova Earth, yes, that certainly deserves love. That has always been beyond question, but surrender to it. Surrender and embrace gently, with infinite kindness, who you are. Love yourself. Without this deep abiding love not only of your sacred self, it is the terminology we use, but I will use the words your present current full self, your physical mental emotional informed self. Without that love of you, there is no love of us or another. And you may say to me, Yeshua, that is not so. I feel so about myself, but I deeply and passionately love the mother. I deeply and passionately and fully love my family, my husband, my spouse, my partner, my dearest son and daughter. I would do anything for them. I would die for them. I know about dying for a cause and a belief and a mission. Sweet love, will you live for them? Will you live for love? Will you live for the love of your sacred, human, physical self? Because when you do, and note I do not say if you do, when you do, the love that expands out of you to all beings, and yes, that inner circle, takes a quantum leap. It is not just multiplied, it is not just squared, it is expanded into infinity because love has no edges. The divine has no edges. Yes, we think of the mother, and particularly my mother, Mother Mary, as having defined form, but in fact that is not so. The essence of love has no edges. Think about this. What I am inviting you to do to love yourself as infinitely, as mightily, as the universe, and in that expression and experience and reality of loving yourself this way, you are the love. That is your essence. That is your pathway to the discovery, the fullness of your being, the fullness of your ascended self. So there are no brackets, there are no lines, there is no delineation between you and all. But it begins with this essential nourishment and acceptance in awe and wonder, not in I guess I'm okay, no, in this profound awe and wonder of who you are, that you chose the minute and the hour and the day to take form, and in this body, and in these circumstances. You are a powerful creator and you are moving into this more and more every day. But the essence is love. So, dearest Suzanne, where do you wish to begin this day? Susie, oh, Thank you for coming. It's always love to have this kind of conversation. What I would really like to cover is, sometimes in relationship, we have concrete ideas about what a good girlfriend, lover, husband, friend would be that aren't based on reality. We take actions that aren't self-loving, yet we call it love. Would you please speak to that? JS, yes. This is what we would call laughter. And I speak to you as one that has been man and observed this time and again, and of course we continue to observe it every day, although it is lessening, and that is the good news. This is called self-defeating behavior. This is called expectations without any real reference point. You see, what happens is, this is an excellent question, by the way. And this is also why so many relationships, whether it is a partner or a friend, I could say don't work out, you might say fail, and certainly why they don't give you what you are looking for. And it does harken back to what I am talking about in terms of this self-love. So you feel there is this idealized function that really has been based in the old paradigms, and those have been eliminated, as you know, but they are still used as reference points for a lot of things. So, like ancient words from Greek or Latin that are no longer current or really in current parlance, they are reference points. So you come from a place of lack or limitation, let us go back there, and you think, if I am worthy, or because I feel this lack in myself, my partner or my friend is going to give me what I need. Now sometimes what happens is you are over the moon. Let us use love relationships, because initially fueled, might I say, yes, by heart connection but also by powerful chemistry. The partner will say, you are beautiful, are brilliant, you're so smart, you're so talented, I love you, I adore you, and you absorb it like a sponge because you're feeling so needy. And an ingredient of this is that the discussion, the heart speaking and the heart listening of what a friendship or a relationship might entail, hasn't even taken place, and often it doesn't take place, and so, it's feeding what you have felt, also, you collectively, is missing in your life and in yourself. And then, of course, what happens is the day-to-day becomes involved and you see each other's, what you might term, foibles, shortcomings, etc. And the day-to-day activities of doing the laundry, of grocery shopping, of balancing your budget show up, and the person becomes weighed down, and the chemistry, the alchemical moments even, begin to fade. And you think, well, I thought you loved me. And what you are really saying is, I thought you would fill me up with what I thought was missing, what I believed was missing in myself. And this is a very much a bouncing ball, a mirror effect, because you are not filling them and they are not filling you, and you are both disappointed. And then there is this feeling, if not of anger, most certainly of disappointment, that the expectation of that person truly being the higher reflection of who you are, filling you up, makes you sad and disappointed. And again, it is a mirror effect. Instead of being clear that you essentially are perfect, yes, you may have judgments about yourself which we are encouraging you, let them go. That you are perfect as you are. Yes, you may be, as you might term it, a work in progress, but you are perfect. I don't know how many times I will need to repeat it. When you meet somebody, have this conversation, this heart speaking, full and actual, and heart listening, subtle and actual, in the early days, discuss, and not in serious or heavy ways, the things that you are seeking, that are important to you. It can be very minute, some might say picky. It can be the biggest thing and the smallest thing. So you might say to a friend or a new partner, I want to feel like I am always valued and that the work I am doing, my path, which is the most important thing to me, is honored and seen and recognized by you. So even if you don't agree with everything I am doing, you are honoring me. That's really important to me. And then they may agree or not agree, and they might say to you, well, all right, I understand you feel you're on what you feel is a sacred mission, but in my life what I feel is my sacred mission is my career, because that is where I feel I serve. Now you may have opinions about them putting money forward thrust in primary position, but you need. Because if you are truly going to be friends, you get clarification. Well, is your career about status? Is it about money? Is it about rising to the top? Is it about authority? What is it about your career that you value so deeply? So that you come to a deeper understanding, you may say to a friend or a partner, punctuality is really important to me. And you may laugh and say, I don't know why, I got this from my mother. And they may say, we're going to have a problem because it tends to be that I'm always running late. So you're talking about the expectations and you're finding, because the love is there, the middle ground. But what so often happens in human relationships is that the expectations, what you desire, what you need, what you want, what you consider essential, is never really, truly, frankly discussed. When I began my journey with my beloved Magdalena, we discussed our expectations, the need to share, that I wasn't off on some mission on behalf of my mother and father and I'd get back to her when I had time, or that she wasn't off doing her work. No, there was an agreement about how that would look and balance out. There was an agreement, knowing full well that I was to leave, what that would look like, and the fact that we still wanted children and how that would be managed. So it is about true heart communication. And what happens in the realm of relationship, certainly in the old paradigm but certainly even in this time of transition, the communication isn't full, and might I even say, it isn't honest because you promise one thing, you present in one way, and what happens because of that lack of frankness is there is disappointment because what is promised and what is actual, both in terms of practicality and heart, has not been truly, frankly, brought to the table. Is this clear, Susie? Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. I have kind of a curiosity, wondering, are we truly hardwired to be in a committed partnership? Like we'll attract what we need, and if we have issues to work out, we'll bring in someone who will help trigger that awareness of what needs clearing. So if we want a healthy relationship with a grown-up, we have to do the personal work and be that ourselves. JS, that is absolutely correct. Now many of you have also experienced multiple relationships, and in this time of the ascension, in this time of creating and co-creating Nova Earth, there have been many, shall I say, soul partners, soulmates, soul circles that have reincarnated together. And in these relationships, there have often been soul relationships or soul contract. We will come together to experience or to do and to achieve X or Y or Z. The agreement has not been for lifelong partnership, but rather, either to act as a catalyst or to complete a prior agreement, or simply to know that someone you love and cherish is on the planet and that it wasn't intended to be a lifelong partnership. It was intended to simply remind you of that relationship. Now what has also happened in this very rapid, infinite ocean of our mother's time is that you have utilized, shall I put it that way, each other to act as catalysts to clear a great deal of this debris. So if you have been working on self-worth, many of you have attracted friends or family even, or partners who have not valued you in the slightest, who have demeaned you, devalued you, perhaps even abused you, and you think, why did I pull that into my sphere? What was I thinking? What you did was you pulled it, and what it has done is it has sped you up. You have had these experiences and you have said, I deserve more. I deserve to be seen and loved and cherished, to be seen as worthy, because I am. So not all of these relationships that you may have judged or discerned, I hope, as lacking or not fulfilling were. In fact, they have served a very good purpose. Is that clear, Susie? Oh yes, absolutely. It's very clear. I do have a question about your many identities as Jesus and as Sananda. So as the ascended being that you are, how separate was Jesus from Sananda in your awareness? Was there a time when you were more aware of one another? Could we get a handle on that a little bit? JS, I was, and I am, fully integrated and aware. It did not mean that I denied or had a sense of fission as a human being, as a man, and I most certainly had human, mortal, experiences. But the indwelling spirit of all of who I am has always been present, Susie, so you would walk the earth, and also have awareness of Sananda on a ship somewhere. JS, just like you, and I mean, beloved ones, all of you, are coming to a full awareness of your multi-interdimensional selves. It does not cause schizophrenia. It causes a fuller awareness of your capacity, of your essence, and that you can be and you are many things, and that you operate and live and love in many spheres at once. So a question to Sananda might be, are you fully aware of Yeshua? And of course that is so. So it is the integrated self. It is the fullness of that indwelling spirit. It is the essence of fully anchoring and accepting that mantle of your divine authority, so that your being on earth and your being elsewhere are fully cognizant, and, might I emphasize, harmonious, might I even be, in love with each other. Susie, yes, yes indeed. Awareness is what I am really looking for. It just feels like there is still a purposeful veil, and I look forward to that no longer being there. So I'm just wondering, JS, the veil is diminishing, and where? Because for some the veil is thicker than for others, because the point of this journey, the point of you loving yourself in this form, present on Gaia right now, is for you not to wander off. There are many of you that would simply wander off and forget about the beautiful being that is sitting here on Terra Gaia in service and in harmony and in love right now. And your help, as the fulfillment of the mother's dream in this essential reality, is desired, is needed, is required. You volunteered. Now how do you anchor more completely in this human form, in this human ascended form? Susie, excellent question. JS, by loving yourself, by celebrating yourself, by embracing yourself. So that is why we say, celebrate the truth and the wholeness of who you are, because you are love, and you are so deeply loved. Susie, thank you so much for coming. Well, that was a very lovely closing comment, but is there more? JS, when you say to me, or to any of us for that matter, Lord, I am not sure how to love myself, turn to me. Let me fill you. Re-listen to this message again and again and again, because I have infused it with love, not just my love to you. I am taking the love and I am planting it in your heart, awakening the love that is already there. So the marriage of our love to your love is taking place as we speak this day of love. Go with my love. I hope you like the video. Welcome to your channel. Don't forget to check out the